Okay, so we're going to be drawing really slowly. There'll be no rushing. Your aim is to stay in the present moment and not worry about the past or the future. And if we find ourselves thinking or worrying about the past or the future, then we just need to bring ourselves back to the present moment and the feeling of the pen on the page. And before we start, you need to just get settled in your posture in your chair. So try to make sure that you're sitting fairly evenly on the surface, and that you can start by rolling your shoulders back and taking a nice deep breath as well, just to get yourself settled. Place yourself in the situation at your desk or wherever you are, and feeling a bit more ready to draw. Just kind of settle yourself into the situation. Okay, so drop your shoulders, drop your jaw, get your body into this nice comfortable position, and we're going to close our eyes and do our circle drawing. And when we do this, we're drawing the top half of the circle is the breath in, and the bottom half of the circle is the breath out. And your eyes will be closed, so you won't see what's happening on the page, but you might try to stay in one place, or you might start spiraling around the page. But you don't worry too much about the image on the page. All you're worrying about is paying attention to your breath and keep staying settled. Okay, are you ready? I think people are nodding. Okay, ready? Go. Sometimes on that out breath you can feel your shoulders dropping even further. So the pen is following the breath, not the other way around. And we're not trying to change our breath, we're just following it. Okay, so you can start going the other way with your circle. Breathe in for the top half and breathe out for the bottom half. Okay, now you're going to swap hands. So you're going to keep drawing your circles with the other hand. with your wrong hand. So the same as we were doing before, go slowly, staying in the present moment, and if we find ourselves being caught up in the past or the future, just bring yourself back to the feeling of the pen on the page, the breath, and that circle. Okay, good. Breathe in for the top half and out for the bottom half. Keep your eyes closed, it doesn't matter what's on the page. Okay, and at this point you can stop and go the other way. Keep moving with the breath, the other way around the circle. Okay, and you can stop there, grab a different pen, and what we're going to do is our box breathing. So if you joined me last week, then you might remember how to do that, or it might be something that you might have done in a mindfulness session before. So box breathing is where you breathe in, you pause, you breathe out, and you pause. But you're still not changing your breath too much. It's more that you're noticing how long the gap is between breathing in and out. So you're not trying to hold your breath or constrain yourself in any way. You're just following the breath as it moves. So I'll show you one round. So here we go. Hopefully you can see my page. You breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause. So it's really just about noticing that space between the breaths as you're breathing. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, cool. So when you're ready, you can start your box breathing. And it doesn't matter if you get lost, if you lose yourself, just start again from wherever you are. Breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause. in, pause, breathe out, pause. So the pen is following the breath. Okay, and at this point you can move your pen to your other hand, so the hand that you're less familiar to draw with, and we'll do some more boxes. Breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause, breathe in, pause. Okay, lovely, and you can stop there. Okay, so hopefully you've got used to the idea of drawing with the breath a little bit. We're going to bring that into our drawing of the furniture that we're going to do this week as well. And the reason that we don't look at the page is that we want to remove all preconceptions of what a drawing should look like. Drawing is a natural process that happens between the hand, the eye and the brain, and it doesn't need you to force anything or overanalyze anything. So what we're doing is more about practicing looking than it is practicing drawing. So get something in your sights that you want to draw. We're going to be drawing furniture, so hopefully you've got some furniture. Unless you're my friend Sarah who just moved into her flat. But even she's got a chair, so it's all good. So what you want to be doing is finding your furniture that you're going to draw. I'm going to draw this little table behind me with my light and my books on it. So it might seem a bit rude when I've got my head turned like this. So I'll keep checking the screen in case people get kicked out of the Zoom or whatever. Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is drawing blind. So if most of you have done this with me before, we don't look at the page because we want to remove preconceptions or judgments about our drawings. We want to allow the process to happen rather than trying to force anything. Yeah, okay. So the first thing you're going to do is actually a very quick, almost 30-second drawing of the whole piece of furniture that you can see. Also, yeah, I do support sitting on the floor or kind of moving your chair, so if you need to kind of yeah, like for me, for example, it'd be better if I was sat over there because then I could see what I was drawing a little bit better. But sometimes if you're going to do that, you just need a book to lean on or something. which is nice. It makes it easy to draw when you're sitting on the floor or in bed or wherever. Yeah, so do move around if you need to at this point. And we're going to do, a very quick 30-second drawing of your piece of furniture. So with this, it's a single line drawing. You're not looking at the page. So what I like to do is move the page to one side if I can, so that it's not in between my line of sight, between my eyes and the object. So if I had my page here, then I'd be looking at what I'm drawing as well as the page, so we want to get that out of the way. Over to the side of your drawing hand generally. Okay, so, and this is a single line drawing, so what that means is we don't take our pen off the page, because in order to get from, so I'm drawing my little table here with this pile of books on. If I'm drawing the top of the lamp and I suddenly change my mind and think, actually I want to draw the surface of the table or the table leg, then what I need to do, if I don't take my pen off the page, is move relatively slowly and make sure that I take into account all the details that are on the way. So I'm going like this, rather than starting up here and then moving down here. Okay, ready? Go for it. So we're very quickly trying to capture, it might be just the piece of furniture, or it might be the objects on the furniture as well. We're allowing the pen to go for a walk. Every time our eyeball moves, our pen moves. So you're very quickly getting the whole thing in. Okay, and stop there. Okay, so I'll show you my drawing. It's like this. A tower of things. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Only this time you're going to hold 2 pens at once. So we're going to hold 2 pens at once, like this. And it's quite difficult sometimes to make sure that both of them are on the page at once. So it's good to just start off like that, making sure that they're both on the page at once. You can draw it on top of your last drawing, or you can start in a new place. I'm going to go portrait instead of landscape this time. That was the wrong way around. Okay, ready? 2 pens at once. Focus on that line drawing. Try not to take the pens off the page. Try to just pay attention to those angles. Okay, and you can stop there. Okay, so this is my second one. So you can see that the two lines going together means that there's a lot of things moving around independently of each other on the page at this point. So now you've had a look at your object, your bit of furniture a few times. Now we're not afraid of it anymore. We know we can translate it onto the page really, really quickly. Hold up your drawings if you've got them so far so I can see. Ooh, Sarah's lovely wicker chair. Oh, Mum's drawn the chair with the cat on it. Lovely. Nice. Okay, the thicker your pen is, the better I can see your drawing on the Zoom. So if you've got a thick pen, go for that this next time. Okay, lovely. So grab a new sheet of paper if you need to. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to do some mark making, and we're going to start to pay attention to the different surfaces of your piece of furniture. So with my little table that you can kind of see over here in the background, I've got the tabletop surface, which is kind of moving, I say it's moving towards me, and then I've got the legs, which are vertical. And then within that I've got all these kind of mini surfaces like that you probably really can't see in the digital world, but there's like this little supporting things along the side here like this, the inside of the table legs. So we're going to tackle each surface at a time, and we're going to use different marks for each surface. So this is more like your colouring in type of thing, whereas what we were doing before was a line drawing where we're doing the outlines of things. So this is, we're focusing on filling in a surface really, but what we're going to fill it in with are marks, different marks of choice. So hopefully your object's got at least sort of 3 different surfaces. I think most things have like a top, some legs, the sides of the legs, you know, at least. So we're going to do 3 different mark making exercises for each surface. Yeah, you know what I mean. 1 mark per surface. Okay, and we're going to go back to moving with our breath and going slowly again with our drawings. So what I'm going to be doing to start with is I'm going to use little X's, tiny X's like this. It's a mark that we're all kind of quite familiar with, and we all know how to cross things out. And with mark making, what's great about it is you can vary things like the size of the marks. So you can do big X's, smaller X's, or you can also do loads on top of each other, or you can space them out further. So these are just a few different types. You can see the different types of marks, and what we're going to do is you're going to start working on the top surface of whatever it is you're looking at. And so for example with this table, if I'm drawing the top of the table, if I was colouring it in, I'd be doing something like this, I suppose. But that's not what we're going to be doing. Instead of each line, I'm going to put a row of X's, basically. So we're going to have loads and loads of X's moving towards in the right direction, hopefully. Does that make sense? Someone give me a thumbs up. That was because then it's kind of, okay, cool. So you're basically just filling in the surface with X's and starting with the top surface. And you're still not looking at your page, it's still a blind drawing, so you're not worrying about what the page looks like at all. Okay, ready? Go. So making these marks forces you to move slowly and mindfully across the surface and take into account every inch of the surface. You won't know when you've reached the end of the line because you can't look at your page, remember, so you just have to kind of feel when you've reached the edge of that surface and when you need to start another row back up in the other direction. So you need to practice being really patient and just following things very slowly along. if you've started to tense up again, then just roll your shoulders back and stretch your neck if you need to. Okay, lovely, you can stop there. Let's have a look. Oh, I can see Sarah's is really curly. It looks like the curves of the chair. Oh, lovely, I need to see this properly at the end. Mum's looks very curly-whirly as well. Oh, nice. Okay, so we're going to go for another surface of our object. So for me that's going to be the fronts of the legs of this little table here. So before I was doing the top, now I'm doing the legs. So with this one, what you can do is have a look at your page and think about it not as a table or whatever it is you're drawing, or a chair, but just think about it in terms of it being a page, and you can think, okay, where would I like to put something on this page? So for me, I've got a bit of a gap here, so I'm going to turn my page round. I was working this way and I'm going to start working the other way, and I'm going to put my marks going the other way. Okay, and for this I'm actually going to use tiny circles instead of X's, and I need a new colour to work with. We're going pink, we're going fluoro pink. Okay, so I'm going to do tiny circles to the same as we were doing, just filling in the surface that you can see, paying attention to which direction the surface is going in, working slowly, working mindfully. So if you're doing a chair, maybe you start working at it from the other angle of it. Yeah, or if you're doing like me, legs, maybe it's the facing surface instead of the top surface this time. Okay, ready? I think people are ready. Maybe people are frozen. Okay, so we're going to start with our circles. I'll put some music back on so people know I'm still alive and I haven't frozen. Okay, when you're ready, go for it. So I'm just doing those rows of small circles. As if I was colouring in that object, but I'm using rows of little circles instead. My My pen actually doesn't work. We need a different one. So keep paying attention to your breath and just gently allow yourself to take in the surface of that object. Follow it centimetre by centimetre, inch by inch. Don't forget, if any thoughts or emotions are coming to you, you can let those go and refocus yourself on the pen on the page and on your breath as you're drawing. Okay, so you can stop there for this surface, and then we're going to do our third surface of the object with another pen or pencil, or a different colour than the last two, or a different type of thing than the last two that you were working with. I'm going to go giant Posca. Okay, so I've been drawing now the table legs that are facing me, and now I'm going to try and think about the other surfaces of the table legs, so the ones that are facing the sides, if that makes sense. So the sides of the table legs and the other bits of the little supporting things underneath there. Supporting bits of table, what are they called? Joists? I don't know. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if on this last one you start to flow into other surfaces. Yeah, it's not that tight, it's not that deep. But yeah, try to pay attention to that one surface, or that one direction of surfaces if you can. Okay, when you're ready, go for it. Continue to not look at the page. What happens on the page is an accident or the result of the process. It doesn't matter, it's not important. That's not why we're here. We're here to let go of having to produce anything good or worthy, because whatever we do is good and worthy. Okay, you can stop there. So this is what mine looks like. It's a lot of different marks going in different directions around the page. I think I can see. I need to see properly in a minute when I've... Okay. can stop there. I think we're going to stop there with this one, because also sometimes it's tempting, I think, to kind of work into it and keep going with it. And the principle kind of is that if you keep working in this way and you're focusing on one surface at a time, eventually you build up a whole picture in your mind of what the object is and what it looks like. And then you can go over the top with a line drawing if you want to. But I'm going to stop because, I think sometimes it's important to just know when to stop with your drawing as well, rather than continuing to work into something even if there's no need. So that's today's drawings are circle drawings, box drawing, and mark making furniture drawing. So I'll stop this recording and then I can see all of your drawings properly. And how do I stop?